No Child Left Behind Act by Lauren Wiedebush. What is No Child Left Behind Act? The No Child Left Behind Act of 2001 was the United States Act of Congress that reauthorized the Elementary and Secondary Education Act, which included Title I provisions applying to disadvantaged students. Who was a part of it? President George W. Bush signed the No Child Left Behind Act into law on January 8, 2002. The original name of the No Child Left Behind Act was originally the Elementary and Secondary Education Act of 1965. The next slide shows how, throughout time, 9-year-olds of different races' math gains have gone up. As you can see, white 9-year-olds benefited more because they were allowed higher education. Negative effects. One of the main negative effects of the NCLB Act is that the arts and social studies are being eliminated in schools. Test scores are lower after NCLB. With the NCLB, every student is required to take the same test. There are students with different learning disabilities that are taking the same test as others instead of taking a different test for their level of thinking. Also, teacher quality has gone down in order to meet required state test scores. Schools have lowered their standards for teachers. There are some schools that have been closed due to not meeting the required test scores over the years, which leaves them without funding. Positive effects. It added structure to educational programs nationwide. Parents were allowed a clearer understanding of their school options. Teachers and administrators were held accountable for students' performance test scores. It eventually allowed every state in the United States to develop their own achievement skills.
$1 education plan includes testing children annually to more closely monitor reading and math skills, rewarding schools where grades improve and punishing failing schools by cutting federal money to districts that don't show progress, and allowing parents of children in public schools that fail 3 years in a row to use tax dollars, government vouchers, to move their children to private schools. But this last part, vouchers, makes Democrats wary. In fact, Mr. Bush didn't even mention it by name.
Schools do not teach and will not change. Parents and students must have other meaningful options.
The end.